What is up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. As you guys can tell by today's video title, we are going to be doing another episode of Are Shein and Temu selling the same products? This has definitely become a series on my channel which you guys love, so I thought I would do another episode for you guys. This time around, I'm kind of focusing on products that are a little bit more appropriate for this time of year, so springtime. And in case you guys haven't seen my previous videos from this series, what I tend to do is buy the exact same product from both Temu and Shein. They normally use the exact same photo, but the price points can vary. And over the last year or so, as I've been doing these videos, I really have been so shocked as to what arrives at my house, because a lot of the time, both of the items are so different from each other. And sometimes if we get really unlucky, they even look completely different from the original photo. So if you guys have ever wondered about certain products that you have seen both on Shein and Temu and you wondered which one might be better, then this video is for you. Alright, so the very first item we're going to be trying out is this here. This is a little sweater for, you know, the colder days of spring. It is in this gorgeous pink color and it's got little black bows all over it. So this is interesting. Over on Temu, this cost $19.22. Whilst on Shein, it was actually cheaper, which normally is not the case. It was £17.84. It's in this gorgeous pink color and it's got these little black bows going all the way down, sort of like the buttons. So this is both of the items and how they have arrived. As you can see over on the Shein side, this has come from the Daisy range, which normally is very decent quality. And over on the Temu side, you can see the colors differ so freaking much. So first things first, let's just try out the Temu side first. Here it is. As you can see, it actually is pretty thick and decent quality, which I'm very shocked about. I'm genuinely loving this. The bows are really cute. They are a little bit misshapen, but for the most part, they're pretty put. I'm obsessed with the cable knit vibes, and yeah, it's just really decent quality for this price point. I'm very pleasantly surprised. And over on the Shein side, let's see what's going on here. So this was the cheaper option, and to be honest, I can tell because the fabric feels a little bit thinner than the Temu version. I do prefer the color ever so slightly because it's that more powdery pink color rather than like that salmon kind of pink. The bows are just looking ever so slightly better, but they are made from a completely different fabric. This is made from like a ribbon fabric, whilst the Temu side was made from like a velvet kind of ribbon fabric. The cable knit style does look the same, and yeah, all in all, it looks decent. But I will say the fabric quality on the Shein version is surprisingly worse than the Temu one. Here they are side by side, and as you can see, this one is so much darker. It also just feels way heavier and better quality because it is. So yeah, I'm gonna try both of these on side by side and we'll see which one we prefer. Alright, so here is the Temu version first. As you can see, it's a really nice fit. I really like the length of the sleeve, and in general, the whole item feels really nice and soft, but there is one thing that's really bugging me, and that is the bows. The bows are so lopsided. They're really not even at all. For some reason, they have just been sewn so far to the left when, you know, they should have just been more in the center like this. As a person that's very particular about things being in the center, this is very annoying for me. But overall, the quality of this is really nice. I like the bows and the fabric is very thick, so I'm gonna give this probably like an 8 out of 10 still. But let's see what we've got to say about this on the Shein side. As you can see, overall, the sort of style and cut of this little cardigan is definitely very different between the two stores. This one seems to be a little bit longer, however, the fabric is then, you know, thinner, and the sleeves do seem a lot wider as well. They almost kind of have like a bat wing effect, just ever so slightly. And I do also really like the fact that the bows are actually symmetrical on this one. Like I said, they are made from a different kind of fabric. This is more of that sort of present ribbon type of fabric, whereas the Temu side had like a velvet kind of ribbon. The quality of the fabric feels decent, but it's nowhere near as thick as the Temu version. So for that reason, I do feel like the Temu one is just slightly better. Like I said, I personally do prefer the color on the Shein one. It's just more of that powdery pink. It's got more of a blue undertone to it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna have to give this like a 7. It's just not as good as the Temu one, and although I love this one, there's nothing wrong with it. I think the Temu side definitely won on quality. Moving on to the next item, we're now going to be trying out a handbag, and this obviously they used exactly the same photo for. Normally when I buy accessories like shoes, bags, anything like that, they usually come very similar looking or exactly the same. So let's see if that's the case with this particular handbag. So over on Temu it was £6.30, while on Shein it was £6.70. Now the price point being so similar on both these websites is definitely promising that they will be the same. So here I'm holding the Temu version. As you can see, it's a pretty minimalistic, simple kind of handbag. I absolutely love the rope effect on the handles, and the bag itself is made of like a very nice textured kind of fabric. This is how it looks inside, and it does have the strap as well. To be honest, for the price point, I'm very impressed with how this looks. Now let's open up the Shein side now. Here she is. She's looking very similar, but very squished. Again, I am very shocked at this because look how squashed this is. It really does not look great, does it? Looking at it now, I mean, it's the same shape, it's got the same handles, but I will say the fabric is slightly different. I mean, just looking at them side by side, they are very close, but you can obviously tell the slight differences in color. This one is a touch darker than this one, which is really interesting. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the handle on the Shein side is much thinner than the Temu side, which is very interesting. This is how the bag looks inside. It's exactly the same with a long strap as well. I'm just pretty shocked at how squished this has arrived, so that is obviously not great. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Temu definitely won this one. Now the next item we're gonna be trying out is actually a dress from both the websites. As you can see, this is a super stunning white dress with like a lace kind of detail. So over on Temu, this was £16.62, while on Shein it was £14.82 originally, but I got it reduced for £11.13, which is actually quite a big jump between the prices. So let's take a look at the Temu side first. Okay. Interesting. I mean, it definitely looks like the photos, but the lace that they used for this is pretty cheap, I'm not gonna lie. Here is the neckline. As you can see, it's, yeah, pretty simple. I think the majority of like the detailing is definitely towards the bottom of the dress, where it starts to become kind of asymmetrical. It's got a longer train in the back, but it's shorter in the front, and it's kind of got this cascading layering to it, which I think is really cool. This is how the Temu one is looking on the hanger. And now let's try the Shein side. This feels very similar, to be honest, in fabric. I feel like the Shein side feels a little bit heavier. Maybe I'm going crazy. Let's compare them side by side. Okay, what do you guys think? I feel like they look the same, but this one feels different. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, here they are side by side. Let's try them on and see if they're identical or not. Okay, so here is the Temu side first, and as you can see, this dress is actually really promising. Granted, it is very short and skimpy. I feel like I would totally need to wear some kind of shorts under this because it is just so freaking short right here. It also feels like the cups are so high up. I'm constantly having to like pull it down, which is kind of annoying, but I do think it definitely has potential. Let me just tie this up. I don't know whether to leave it like this or whether to tie it into a bow. Maybe that will look cute. Okay, I think the bow looks kind of cute, a little flimsy bow. But yeah, this is a really decent dress for the price that we paid for it. Like I said, it does have that long kind of train in the back, which is very interesting. I really like that asymmetric kind of vibe to it. Because it is so skimpy in the front, I'm almost glad that it does have this back piece because it just covers you up ever so slightly more. But yeah, all in all, it's okay. It's not my favorite kind of dress ever, but you know, for the price we paid for it, it's all right. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and give this dress probably like a 5 out of 10. All right, and here is the Shein side. I don't know if this is gonna translate on camera because I mean, when I'm looking in the viewfinder, these dresses look exactly the same, but I can only report on what I feel when I actually have them on my body. And somehow, even though they almost look exactly identical, this one just feels a little bit nicer on my body. It feels more snatched and tight-fitting. So perhaps that's just like a sizing thing. I mean, I ordered exactly the same size from both of these websites, but this one just seems to be a little bit better fitted, if that makes sense. Like, you can even see it in my waistline, I think. Also, is it just me, or are the sleeves ever so slightly longer on this one? Is that just me? Because I feel like in the other one, the sleeves felt a lot shorter than this. I actually prefer the placement of the bra cups as well in this one. Like, the chest area just feels to be in the right position rather than so high up. I really was expecting both of these dresses to feel and look exactly the same, but I do think I have a slight preference of this Shein side, so I'm gonna rate this one with a big thumbs up. I mean, they are very similar, like so similar, but this one just feels a bit nicer on. The next item we're gonna be trying out is this sweater right here, and once again both websites use exactly the same photo. So the Temu side was £16.17 while the Shein side was a lot cheaper. It was only £7.26. I don't really know what's happening, but every single item almost that I picked for this video, the Shein side seems to be cheaper when usually that is not the case. Okay, let's try the Temu side first once again. Here it is. Oh, this is very cute actually. Look at this. I'm obsessed with the embroidery. It's such a fun little sweater. These are super thick as well, like these embroidered parts with the flowers. The sweater has a little bit of a high neck, which is awesome, and the fabric is so cool. Like, this is really soft and thick. Looking at the photo, this sweater looks very similar to it. However, this flower here looks a lot lighter in color compared to the photo. Like, in the photo, it looked way more vibrant pink. And also, like, the orientation of it is almost flipped in the photo. So, like, the blue one should be here and the pink one should be here. But now let's check the Shein side and see how it compares. Ooh, okay. Very different vibes. Once again, it's got the high neck and the fabric feels similar, but just not quite the same. It's still got that fuzzy nature to it, but it's a lot more tighter. Like, the knit is a lot more smaller. As for the coloring, the flowers definitely look more in line with the Shein photo, especially the pink one here, but they look really close together. In the photo, they weren't like this. Now that I've put them side by side, I've discovered something very interesting, and that is the fact that in the photo of the original listing, the flowers on this looked definitely more like this one, and they also didn't have any flowers on the sleeves. I've literally only just spotted that, whereas on the Temu version, you get 2 additional flowers. You get a red one on this sleeve, and you get a green one on that sleeve. So, I mean, this one looks more like the photo, I guess, but this one you get additional flowers, so I'm kind of torn. Also, by the way, these are supposed to be the exact same size, but this one is way larger from Temu. Color-wise, the fabric on these is very similar, but yeah, I don't know which one I prefer. Let's go try them both on and see which one just looks better. All right, so here is the Temu side first, and oh my gosh, this is such a fun sweater. I'm literally loving all these flowers. It looks so fun for spring and summer. Now that I have it on, the quality of this one feels actually super nice. I'm loving this fabric. I will say though, It does smell kind of like rubbery or plasticky. I don't really know, but yeah, I would definitely want to wash this before wearing it out because it does have quite a strong smell. Apart from that though, it is really cute, and yeah, you get 2 additional flowers on the sleeve, which with the Shein one you do not. So that is already giving this one bonus points, and I think I'm gonna rate this probably like a 9 out of 10. This is the Shein side. Like I said, this one is still super cute. It's definitely more like the photo, so take what you will from that, but I do think that the quality of this one, as much as it is thinner, it's actually slightly better in terms of like the fabric, which feels like it's counterintuitive, but no, seriously, the one I just tried on with the Temu, it was thicker, but this one feels nicer on. This one, it's a lot more like finely woven, and although it's thinner, it's so much softer for some reason. So I'm kind of on the fence now because I did really like the Temu one, but this one just feels nicer on, if that makes any sense. Also, this one doesn't have a funky smell, so that's also a good thing. I'm really torn now because this clearly is way more like fitted. It's a lot shorter. It doesn't have that same cozy vibe that the Temu side did. I really don't know. I'm kind of torn now, so I need you guys to help me in the comments. Which side do you guys prefer? The Shein side or the Temu side? On a scale of 1 to 10 though, I think I'm gonna give this one a 7 as well. Moving on to the next item, we're now gonna be trying out a little cardigan from both these websites. So over on the Temu side, this cost £13.65, and on Shein it cost £14.81. So the Shein was finally just a little bit more expensive. Here they are side by side, and I have a feeling this might be the first item in this video that is actually the same. Okay, let's see here. This is the Temu side. It's given matcha latte. I don't normally wear greens like this, but I just thought it could be cute for spring and summer. And actually the quality feels pretty nice. This is what the buttons look like. They have like a little floral kind of engraving on them, which is actually really cute. Okay, the Temu side is pretty decent, but now let's see whether the Shein side is the same or not. All right, here she is. I mean, yeah. It looks exactly the same, am I right? Even the buttons, they have the same engraving. I think that these are actually the same from the same manufacturer. So here they are side by side, and yeah, I mean, color-wise, they look exactly the same. This side always looks a little bit darker just because of my lighting, but in person, they're exactly the same. I do feel like size-wise, the Temu one might just be a little bit larger. What do you guys think? It just looks longer to me. Let's just put them side by side and check. Yeah, I feel like the Temu one is just a smidge longer. But either way, let's try both of these on side by side and see if they're the same or not. So here is the Temu side first, and as you can see, it's actually a really cute cardigan. I'm loving the texture on this and all the little like prints. It's giving cottagecore for sure. I can just imagine wearing this open with like a really cute kind of cottagecore dress underneath. It's absolutely adorable, and the quality is really nice. So let's go see what we've got to say about it on the Shein side, but I'm pretty sure these both are exactly the same, so there's not really going to be much difference. And here is the Shein side. Like I said, these are both exactly the same. I mean, there was that slight difference in length, I believe, but to be honest, you can't really tell. Maybe this is the shorter one, but let me know what you guys think. Does this one look shorter than the other? To be honest, now that I've had them both on, they definitely feel exactly the same in terms of style and fabric and texture and qualities. So that settles that one. They are exactly the same. And now the very last item we're going to be trying out is actually a jumpsuit, and it is this one here. So from Temu, this was £16.18, whilst on Shein it was £16.61, so really not that much in it. Let's take a look at the Temu side, and this is how she is looking. It's like a little zip down kind of moment. Let me just pop it on a hanger so you guys can really see what we're working with. Okay, she's cute. I'm really liking the darting and the pleating on the leg of the jumpsuit. This does not have any pockets, and I'm not gonna lie, the fabric that this is made of is okay. It's not like, you know, amazing, but I feel like, yeah, you can't really expect amazing things for that kind of price point. It does look like it's pretty prone to like creasing as well, so this will definitely need a steam. And also, as you can see, the trouser legs are pretty wide, so I don't know if I'm gonna love this personally, but I think it looks pretty great on the model. And then on the other side, we of course have the Shein version. This has come with a Shein like label. This is from Shein X. I guess it's like a more premium range. The fabric on this is completely different. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but this almost feels like slightly velour, but from afar it looks the same. This is more matte, whilst the other one has like a little bit of a satin sheen to it, if that makes sense. This one is a hell lot more creased than the Temu one, but it's looking cute. Again, it's got the darting over the sort of legs, and the legs on this are very wide, maybe even wider than the Temu version. I've got to say, I'm actually pretty shocked because I was just, you know, so convinced that these were going to be exactly the same because the price point was so similar. But no, they are made from completely different fabrics, so it just goes to show you never really know what you're going to get. Style and cut wise, they look, you know, exactly the same, but the fabric makes such a huge difference. So let's go try them on and see which one we prefer. All right, now here is the Temu side of the jumpsuit. This is actually pretty okay. I was expecting it to fit a lot worse. As you can see, the trouser legs are definitely very, very wide, so that is just the style of it. If that's not really your cup of tea, I'm sorry. I do think it's quite a flattering jumpsuit. I mean, the proportions are pretty good. Like, the waist is pretty snatched in. I really love these pleats in the front as well. And obviously, you have the choice to either, you know, do it up all the way like this, or, you know, have it undone, a little bit risque. Personally, I quite like it done up though, so yeah, this is it. This is how it's looking. This particular jumpsuit is quite experimental for me. I wouldn't normally wear stuff like this, but the quality is decent and it looks like the photo, so I'm gonna give this probably like an 8 out of 10. But now let's see whether the Temu side takes the crown or not. I feel like you guys already can tell what I'm gonna say about the Shein side, because this is literally so much better than the Temu side. Dare I say it? The way that this fits from like here to here is just so much more snatched, so much better fitted. With the other one, there was much more excess fabric around the sides and the back. It was still, you know, okay, but this one just feels so much nicer on. And as you can see, the trouser legs definitely need a steam. This is the kind of fabric that is super prone to creasing, so I wouldn't wear this out before steaming it. But look how wide the trouser legs are. There's so much more volume to them, which I'm really, really loving. But this just goes to show that you can make the exact same piece of clothing with two different fabrics, and one can turn out so much better than the other, even though it's exactly the same style. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the fabric on the Shein one is definitely much, much better, so I'm giving this one the crown. All right, guys, so those were all of the comparisons for today from Shein and from Temu. As always, I had so much fun trying out these products and comparing them and letting you guys know which ones I prefer. I'm really hoping some of you guys agreed with my opinions this time around, because in the last episode, a lot of you guys kept saying that the Shein side was nowhere near as good as the Temu. I just wanted to touch on that because I am so objective when it comes to my try-on hauls. I don't have any affiliation with Shein or Temu right now. They do not pay me to do these videos. I totally understand that sometimes things can look better on like either side on camera. Like sometimes Temu looks better on camera, but it's all about how it feels for me. I'm obviously here to try these things out for you guys so you guys can make an educated decision as to which one you would prefer to buy. So I hope that these videos are not only entertaining but also informative and helpful for you guys. If you do like these videos and you want me to continue making them, definitely smash that huge thumbs up down below and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. A lot of you often say in the comments that Temu is normally not as good for clothing, but it's better for like gadgets, collectibles, accessories, and I tend to agree, but this time around I've got to say Temu has definitely won the crown on the clothing. There was way more pieces that I preferred from Temu than from Shein, so Shein has got to pick it up because I don't know what's going on. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Mwah.